This is Still Here Hollywood's 10-minute takes, bite-sized chapters of our favorite chats with the stars. I'm Steve Kmetko. Here's the fifth of 6 chapters with actor and host Jerry O'Connell from Jerry Maguire.
There's a takeaway from this podcast. I read my wife's prison fan mail. It's sort of like prison erotica for me. What's for me, crazy experience? I guess I can't give you like one experience, like this crazy thing happened to me. But I have realized you cannot control a career. A career happens. It's funny. I see younger people, specifically through social media, attempting to like put stuff out and control where they're going and like say like this is what I want for my career, and really gunning for stuff, gunning for directions that careers will go into, and you can't control it. The craziest thing to me is you have to be open to the universe, and then you somehow end up still being here. It's funny. That to me is the craziest, I think, experience as a whole, is that you really have no control over careers. You can do a great job. You can show up. You cannot be drunk at work. You can be prepared. But really, you have no control over how long it lasts, where you're going with it, or where it's going.
Right. It's not like in I'll say the real world, where it's not how many words dictation you can take or how fast you type or how good you are with numbers. It's all has to do with somebody else's opinion and impression of you and how you're doing.
I don't want to bum everybody out listening or watching this, but I'm a little bit of a failed actor. I acted for many years. I was acting. I still continue to act, but it's funny. My acting career has gone through a couple of downturns, and currently I'm in an acting downturn. And luckily, my representation has stayed with me. And my representation are the ones who said, hey, a seat just opened up on this show, The Talk. You should go for that seat. And it's funny, when you hear that, your first reaction is, I'm not doing a talk show. I'm an actor. Like, that's not why I hired you as my agent. I hired you as my agent to get me acting gigs. And luckily, I was open enough to the universe to say, oh yeah, I can sit there for a month or two. They need someone. And then I guess I did a good job for a month or two, because they said, we'd like to hire you to a multi-year contract and pay you money to do this, and you'll have a job. And so I think the most astonishing thing to me is how I have no control over my professional life. That's crazy. That's crazy, because I thought coming in here as a young man, I was I control everything. I'm in charge of where I go.
I'm in charge of me.
I'm in charge of me. I'm going to decide whether I'm acting or not. And I'll stop acting when I say I'm stopping acting. Steve, I have no control of anything.
But you have something that other people don't in this town, and that's some stability. If you're signed to a 4 or 5 year contract, you're going to get a check for a while.
I have stability currently right now, but really I have no stability in the long run. I mean, I just don't. That's what I'm trying to say. I have no control of this thing.
Look at it from the other side.
Yeah, it's that to me has been the most I wish I knew that when I was younger coming out here to calm down a little bit, you know, when things didn't work out. I have a manager that I've been with for coming up on 30 years, man. That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
I have a manager who I was in a TV show that got canceled. I was acting in a TV show that got canceled almost immediately. And this is really when TV and like right before streaming, where shows were getting canceled like left and right. And I was in like 3 or 4 of them in a row. And I was like, what am I doing wrong here? Like, what am I doing wrong here? And my manager said to me, hey man, you're going to end up where you end up. I don't know where that is, but you're going to end up where you end up. And I didn't really listen to him at the time, but it's such a great piece of advice. You're going to end up where you end up, you know?
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. It's so funny. That to me is the most, getting back to, and I'm sorry it took me a half hour to answer this question. What's like something that shocked you, or what's been something that was surprising that I have no control?
That's good to know. I would consider something that was crazy that you talked about earlier, and I mean this is a good crazy, but meeting Tom Cruise and having a conversation with him when you didn't expect to, you know, that's kind of crazy, but a good crazy.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. When you meet Tom Cruise, you're thinking the whole time, I can't believe this is Tom Cruise. Is this real life? It's almost like it's surreal. I mean, I don't care. I would imagine even Barack Obama. King Charles meeting Tom Cruise. It's got to be like, whoa.
Especially if you want to be an actor or you are an actor and you have dreams for yourself. Going on all these junkets that I did back in the 90s and early 2000s, meeting some people, you walk in and it's like seeing a statue or like seeing some kind of a monument. Oh my God, that's Barbara Streisand, that's Betty Davis, and then I know what you're saying, to sit down and actually get to ask them questions.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating to me.
Yeah. It is funny. And listen, I tip my hat to what you have to do. You have basically a 5-minute window to get someone to say something entertaining about the project that they're trying to sell. And a lot of times you're eliciting stuff out of them and you have to make it like you've known them for years. And it's a lot. It's interesting. Me working on this show, The Talk, a lot of my job, half of my job is interviewing celebs, we'll call them, coming in and selling whatever project they're selling. I mean, they're only coming to us if they have something that they're selling. And because it's a live show, a big problem for me is asking the questions I'm supposed to ask on the clock, because we got to go to commercial. And I get into a lot of trouble going off topic. If somebody says something, I sort of go down that road and I run out of time to say, oh my gosh, you have a movie that's coming out on Friday. And
we'll be back.
Yeah, and I've gotten in trouble a couple times. So
to watch the next chapter, click the box. If you're listening and download our episodes, it should start in a moment.